Well, hello, YouTubers. Hey, I'm going to do something a little different today. This is going to be something special for the ladies. A little smaller stick, and it's more lightweight than some of them I've been making. I think the ladies are going to like them. So stay tuned, and let me show you what I'm doing. First of all, I used to just hold these in my hand. Got to thinking I better come up with a safer way of doing that. So I put my resin balls that I make, or jewels or whatever, in this little wooden vise. Need to put a hole in the center, and you just pre-drill that. But I think we can get I got it deep enough to where I can. You don't want to put too much pressure as to scratch your ball. Looks pretty good. Right here, I want to cut this pin just a little bit longer so it sticks out a little bit further. I want to show you the pin I had in there was fairly short. That's a 1/4" dowel pin. So I just go over. That just means that I've drilled that hole in just a little bit farther than I need be. So what I do, I just go over and cut me another small pin that you can see like this. That's just about a little bit longer. So now I stick that in the hole. Then it's just right for the pin that goes on your decoration piece. And it's going to go flat against there. I'm going to fill that up with epoxy and just stick it right down on there now. So let's get on with that, mix up some epoxy and get that done. For some reason, I think pink would look good on this one, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to put this right around here, tie it in one single simple little pull knot here. And I'm going to put it right in the seam, and we'll get her started. So now this one, like usual, I'll tie it over, and I'll put the next slip knot right on top, but up toward the globe. And then I'll turn it over again. Have my vise down the other end there to keep it. Now, I will turn this over. I'll put this one up again the globe, this knot. It's going up. You'll let it slip up over and it'll go toward the globe part. Now when you turn it over again, this one, turn it where your thing is just about on the bottom there. And you'll want to, see you have a single knot, single cross over there. You want to turn it so you have the second knot up on the globe on both sides. So now it's pretty even all the way around. Now we'll go back over now, and when we turn it over, we'll tie the knot, let it go down on the wood like that. Then we'll turn it over again, and the knot is going to go every other time. You'll move it up and down. Now it goes on the globe. So anyway, the knot's right there. So you want the next knot to be that was on the wood. So the next one will be up on your accessory there, and it's down, it goes up on the globe. Your other one now will go down on the wood. Tight as you can get it. Get your thin CA out. And I'm going to put some CA right there to lock that in before it decides to go somewhere else. Now what we'll do is bring this, we'll tuck this under this string right here, and we'll tuck this one under that one. So I want to go cut that off right there, and I'll show you a little closer here what I'm talking about here in a minute. Yep, now this one, it's got to tuck up under, I think I'll go all the way up under that one. So let's cut that one right there and see what I'm trying to do here. Let me bring this up here a little closer. When you're overlapping these, you're going to tuck this end where you cut it off. You're going to tuck it under one of these others. So it'd be easier to, it's easier to tuck it under one to where it's lying close to another one. So if you can, I would tuck it right in there, under that one right there that we're looking at. So that would mean it would go over the top, and then it kind of look like it's twisted around and tied under there. So but that way, you just hold it down, and right in there is where I'd want to cut it off, right where my fingernail is. So it can sort of see it tuck under there in a wrap. And you do both ends that way. Now I want to grab it like that and get a good pinch on it. Cut it off. Now we'll get some screwdrivers. This is already tightened up so it won't come loose because that super glue's in there. Now I want to push it under that rope. So I take the screwdriver and I try to pull it up a little right under that one so as to get a little extra room to start getting this one under there. See how that one wraps around there? Right there. I brought this loose end around, and it goes up and goes right under that rope. Right around there. I want some super glue all around this so it stays tight. And we'll just do that by a little dab there and there. That is not going anywhere, and it's nice and solid. You can hardly see where you tied a knot at. What you determine is where your thumb grip is going to be, and that's where you want your wrist strap to come out. So we want about 18 inches from there. So we'll go up, and we want to start right in that curve right there. So I want to tape it on the side of the stick that we want your wrist strap to come out on. So I want to tape a little right here. Just tape that to the stick. Okay, and they'll be removed here in a little bit, but go right on down. And I want another piece of tape. This is just temporary to keep it out of the way while you're tying your paracord wrap on the, and I'm folding that tape over so I can get a hold of it. And now, just do anything to get this out of your way. I double it back, and maybe sometimes I put another piece of tape there, and that holds it out of your way while you're working with it. Move the camera over some where you can get a better look here. Now what's right here, this is the string. With this method, you don't have to worry about measuring what you need. You get to where you need and you stop. Wrap it around to the left, and over and back up through here one time, just that big wad of paracord that you have. And what it does, it kind of makes a loop right there, and you want to start that loop right where your tail comes up here, and right there is where that string loop, and to get it tight you want it to come back this way. So now we've started wherever you want to start it at. I want to start it down about there. Now hold it in your left hand, turn your hand over to your left, pull that through all the way through to the other end, and pull it down again. And if you got a crooked stick like this, it's gonna bop around on you. I'm gonna get this started to help you understand how it's going, and I'm gonna fast forward down to where we end up at. So hold your left hand once you get that started, turn to the left and run that through there. And now you make sure that the knot comes out right there and pull it down tight, and it's going to spiral right around that way. Now once you got to your tape there, you can take that off now, because that's going to hold that tail under there. So that's, you snug that up to where it wants to tighten up at, put it down here and loop it again. And I'm going to tighten one more around there, and I want to show you something, and then we'll fast forward. Down there again, and right around, and you see, let's get a close-up of how that knot's looking. Right there, you see it's all back here. Go ahead and let it go around until it tightens up just on that spiral. See, you have a spiral of knots that's going right around. And it's really easy to do once you get the hang of it. Now, you're ready to loop it again. The string it's gonna left hand, loop it again, go right over the end and back down. And you see, it won't tighten up. It won't tighten up when you first get it around there, because you'll have this loop coming back this way. Pull it down to where it just leaves your spiral. You can see the spiral going up and around, and pull it tight. And that way the previous cord is tight. Now you're ready for the other one. And that will spiral all the way up your pole or stick until you get to where you want to stop. So let's go ahead. I'll get down to the last 4 or 5 turns and we'll be back. Okay, you just wrap by doing the overhand thing until you get back up, and you make it come out, and you stop it even with your other pigtail that you have. What you do now, unwrap it here. Now, I have that pigtail now, and I cut this string off about the same width. Maybe give me a little bit longer, because I'll start with that. When we have all that, that's what's left over from a solid spool of string. There's no waste. You have one solid piece there. And then I take my loop. Remember, 1 loop, 2 loops, leave it a little loose, 3 loops. Now with the longer piece of paracord, it's easier to come up under there and get all 3 of them inside that loop. And then you pull it tight, and what'll happen is this. When you pull it tight, you'll have a a nice snug. You want it just snug enough for your other rope to pull through there good, but you don't want it to be able to pull through too easily. Now what you do is pull it up snug here. You have your knot. Now I want to tie this one, make sure it's the one that you got your knot in, and tie that knot down as close to that other knot as you can. Just pull it right down like that. Just get it right down again that other knot. Okay, time to take a final look. Now I have the pearls embedded in the crystal ball. Actually, you're looking in that. It's got all kind of fine pearls in there, and it's embedded in a pink paracord nest. It has a pink handle with a pink wrist strap here that also can be tightened up if you want it on a smaller wrist. So anyway, there you go. I guess you'd call it the pink pearl walking stick.